Hello everybody and welcome to SaveEarth.us, our YouTube channel for the 501c3 public charity that is dedicated to utilizing creativity and inspiring creativity in others all around the world so that we can all save Earth via creative methods, artistic expression, and all different kinds of things. When you get to the truth, as we seek the truth, we find that a lot of things are going in the wrong direction, and it is up to us and we the people all of the world to change the direction and make it better, restore the health of our world. And this is an Earth Day presentation, so it is a great time to start thinking about it as we enter a new phase in the Save Earth charity where we are going to take it up a notch. And it is sparked by this story out of the Netherlands where a beautiful 28-year-old girl is headed for euthanasia, and she's being encouraged by the doctors and the people of her medical profession. And she is autistic, she has mental health issues, but she's physically very healthy. She lives with a cat, she's got tattoos, she has a boyfriend, she has all of these amazing things, yet her doctors are still pushing her towards euthanasia. So it is a very weird thing, and this is a slippery slope, and we see it as exactly that, a slippery slope where you have a pretty healthy person publicized going through this medical procedure in its hopes of inspiring others to do the same. But we are going to counter that because we strongly disagree. And I've got a write-up about this because if you're not aware, I am Dino. I am the art teacher of autistic students, and I have been for over 22 years. I've taught thousands of students with autism, and I've really shown them the beauty and miracles of life. So with that said, I'm going to read what I wrote in honor of this, and I'll chime in with some other things. So enjoy the art, and I'll show you some art as well from one of my students who is unbelievably creative and incredible and lives a great life as a result of choosing the creative path, which we would also like to encourage Zoraya to do. We feel that she is destined for an incredible life, and to end it in May would be an absolute shame for everyone involved, and we look at it again as a failure among the people around her, and especially the doctors. Not her fault. We know that it can be difficult with autism and the various stages of the spectrum, and so we also know that there are a lot of people worse off than Zoraya who have never even considered this option. So we want to encourage that because everyone can live a full life if they are around the right people and they have the right encouragement and they are going in the right direction. So we hope to steer Zoraya Turbeek back in the direction of choosing life. So here we go. This is a little write-up from Save Earth. I hope you enjoy it. A new mission and campaign has begun for Save Earth 501c3 public charity, and its main goal is to end the doctor and government encouraged euthanasia of autistic individuals around the world. To us at Save Earth, this is a sin of the highest order. All life is eternally precious, and the miracles of life are capable of being appreciated by any and all humans at any point in time. Depression is not a life sentence towards a miserable end. It can easily be overcome with a wide variety of methods and tactics, and can lead to a highly fulfilling life. Where medication fails, creativity and many other methods will succeed. With this video and message, we aim to reach 28-year-old Zoraya Turbeek and anyone else that is out there and feels they are in a similarly hopeless situation. From thousands of miles away, we at Save Earth can feel the creative power of Zoraya yearning for an artistic release, for she appears to be surrounded by people, doctors, and more who all feel that her life would be better if it were extinguished. We at Save Earth know she is precious, and she is capable of so much more within this lifetime, which we aim to guide her towards extending. I am Jonathan DiNapoli, the founder of Save Earth 501c3 public charity and also an artist for life by the nickname of Dino. I have been an art teacher for over 1,000 plus autistic students all along the spectrum from ages 6 to 80 during my career of 22 plus years in private and public schools. I have worked with students who are now fully sustainable professional artists that perform and sell their works online and at galleries, and also worked with students who are even incapable of holding a pencil. I've worked with students who would be happy to draw all day long, every day forever, and also worked with students who will eat almost anything that you put in their hands, and that includes all art supplies. I've had success with all of them by showing them the miracles of art and creativity, while in turn exposing them to the miracles and wonders of the universe and expanding their imaginations. There is not one student in 22 plus years who did not show improvement and an enhancement of their happiness and lifestyle well-being as a result of my art classes. I have taught under various schools and utilized many known and scholarly methods for teaching students on the spectrum, but as a self-taught artist, I am also a self-taught teacher and have developed many of my own methods through trials, experiments, and research in the heart of the field. As a result, my methods involve a rapid expanding of the mind to show the students the vast and unlimited potential that creativity and art has to offer. I have developed thousands of projects, activities, games, and more that are designed to utilize various areas of learning, which inevitably contain elements that appeal to something in every student. If a student doesn't like to draw and has a strong aversion to it, I try and try again until I find what that student truly enjoys, and then I expand creatively upon that. I don't give up on anyone. I don't force anything upon anyone, and I show genuine pride and love for everything my students create. I don't do this because I am paid to do so. I do it because it is the role of a teacher to never give up on a student. Now let's look at how this mentality of mine and others in the field compares with that of these doctors that are promoting euthanasia. Again, I have taught art to students in some really rough physical circumstances and disabilities. Zoraya appears to be in excellent physical health, capable of fully functional activities of sport, craft, art, and with full mobility. She is lucky compared to many along the spectrum. In one of my art classes, I had a student once with no legs, multiple body twitches, could only use one hand, was in a wheelchair, was nonverbal, yet was an amazing 25-plus-year-old man who was still smiling and capable of making giggling noises when excited. He was loved by all the other students in his class, and he lived a very great life even despite these hardships. The project for the day, one day when I was teaching him, was to use my homemade spinning mandala machine, where students place a pencil upon a 1,000 plus RPM spinning machine and make 5-minute masterpieces with various colors and materials. When it came time for this particular student, we were stumped, but I could see that he really wanted to try it, and I definitely did not want to disappoint him. So I asked a fellow administrator if I could see their supply closet really quick. Within 5 minutes, I invented a pencil holder via a wiffle ball bat that I carved a hole into the top of. We put a few colored pencils in the wiffle ball bat, and the student was able to reach the spinning mandala machine and complete the project from his wheelchair. As he saw his creation forming, he began to giggle and smile amazingly. Soon everyone in the room was cheering him on and applauding his beautiful art creation. I and the boy were so happy that I think he actually cried tears of joy. He was unbelievably proud, and so was I. We did not give up on him. That is the main thing. We never give up on these students. They do not deserve to be given up on like these doctors are doing. So what if Zoraya were to be treated by adults who encouraged her to succeed rather than pushed for her to end her entire existence forever? The incredibly untrustworthy and shockingly sinister doctors that are treating her have simply given up on trying to make her situation better, and as a result of these careless decisions and guidance, they want to make a spectacle out of her to encourage more people in her situation to make this same decision, and they are setting the bar, again, extremely low. If you consider the population of people on the spectrum, she is definitely of the higher functioning groups. The people below her, if these doctors are to eliminate and encourage people with the amount of functioning that she has to make this incredibly terrible decision and permanent decision, then they are expecting that other people, it will become a more and more common choice for people who are in much worse conditions. That, I feel, is the aim. And so given the fact that this is the year 2024 and people all over the world every instant are in worse off situations than this particular 28-year-old, yet they push on because either they have the power to survive flowing through them or they have a support group of helpful individuals. Both are essential. It seems to me like this girl's support group of friends and family collapsed around her and doctors took over that important, necessary role. Knowing that she may not be able to mentally grasp such complex decisions, it seems as if the doctors are taking complete advantage of a person and in turn committing government-accepted murder on a beautiful 28-year-old with infinite potential and a beautiful life ahead of her. What if all it took was an adult to encourage her to succeed? Nowadays, Big Pharma pumps out medicine for every possible problem, even things that are not problems at all. It is a sinister conglomeration of scientists, profiteers, and medical professionals who aim for bigger and bigger profits and care very little for the people they are poisoning and leading astray. If you are unaware, prescription medicine-induced death is one of the 5 leading causes of death in the world, but especially in America. Sadly, many doctors have become the new stereotypical used car dealers of what should be the health industry. The situation has gotten out of control and leading people into creating lifelong problems for themselves that wouldn't be there without destructive and unnecessary medical interventions and medicines that are incredibly unnatural. Case in point, the COVID fiasco sham of 2020 and beyond. If you ever were looking for reasons to not trust the medical industry, just look back at the last 4 years and thoroughly examine the evil that was utilized to harm over half of the world's population through fear and deadly quote-unquote cures. So the medicines did not work on Zoraya. They rarely do, and she is certainly not the only one in this similar circumstance. If I was able to speak to her and sit down with her for a day, this is what I would do. Immediately, I noticed from the photos that she has 2 cats. Having 5 cats myself, I am willing to believe she loves that cat very much, and you can even see it in her eyes in the photo. With that tiniest of clues, I would then say, "Have you ever tried to draw your cat?" Chances are, since she is physically capable of using her hands, she would be interested in that drawing activity. I would then provide her with paper and drawing materials and give her step-by-step guidance and teachings to encourage her to draw her feline friend, staying positive the entire time. Cats are very tough to draw, so chances are her first attempt wouldn't be too accurate or impressive. I would then encourage her to keep going, notice the little details, get deeper into the vision, then imagine the background. Where could this kitty be? Somewhere fantastical or somewhere funny? Naturally, her own desire to create a better and better artwork inspired by her beloved cat will keep her pushing forward and developing her creative sense and visionary capabilities, which may simply be lying dormant, waiting for a spark. And that's just the topic of cats. There are thousands of animals around the world in billions, infinite amounts of topics and thoughts of the imagination that can be put to art. But what if she says no? Again, I have dealt with every level of the spectrum, so imagine she says no and has an emotional meltdown because she does not want to draw the cat. I would remain calm myself to expel genuine and pleasant energetic vibes in her direction so she can see that it's not worth getting upset over. However long it took her to calm down, I would then suggest going for a walk in nature. Maybe pick some music that she likes and take her for a short little nature walk, perhaps even bring a camera. Maybe she is a photographer, maybe she is a lover of nature. I would show her the patterns of nature and guide her towards the beauty of watching an insect and putting yourself in that insect's shoes for a while. Then after the walk, I would show her some drone videos of other beautiful places around the world and encourage her to realize that if we found beauty and happiness in one small plot of land, imagine embracing the rest of this massive and infinite world of wonders. If I were convinced that one of my students was facing an option of ending their life in this way, I would pull out all of the stops and do everything possible to find out what their natural-born creativity is and what will inspire them to continue forever. And I would not stop until it was found and realized. Once a human enters a path and pattern of individual creativity, their life immediately gains purpose and a mission that begins in that moment and lasts forever. The creative process and the evolution of skill within the individual is the ultimate medicine of life. Everyone can go to a museum or look online and see a brilliant artistic masterpiece from the past. Then when a young artist compares their primitive creations to some of the masters, they are able to see a clear goal and recognize its power and beauty immediately, and they begin to acknowledge that art truly is a lifelong path, of which even the longest life seems too short. They then wonder how long it will take them to be able to create like that, and if they like the process enough, they stick with it until they have attained the skill level they are destined for. And while they are creating, they will also discover much about themselves and the power that creativity has to offer the human body, because it boosts the immune system, it boosts everything, overall well-being, happiness. It does so much for the human body, mind, and spirit. It is better than any medicine out there, by far. All people are different, but everyone has a creative blessing within them. It may not even be art or nature that could save Zoraya and make her think in a more positive and inspiring direction. It may be another form of expression entirely. She could try dancing, photography, writing, poetry, music, animation, videography, stylists, designers, cooks, fashion, and so much more. We are all creative human beings, and when we are not fully utilizing our divine abilities and senses, the world can grow numb and seem like a depressing place with no hope for happiness in the future. There is not one pill or pharmaceutical creation that can change the circumstances of life and the events along the path, and Big Pharma could never devise such a potion. It is impossible by nature. All pills act as temporary band-aids, which inevitably make the problem worse via chemical damage to the body. So just because the doctors can't chemically solve this issue, parentheses, an impossible feat, they have determined that ending Zoraya's life would be best for her. How insane is that? They have determined that ending her life would be best for her. I would even say it is criminal. If she were at a job site as a worker and got picked on by others via text and vocal aggression, and it led to her own suicide, some of those people may even be charged in court for encouraging her end, and it may even be deemed as threats or potential murder. But somehow, if you put on a doctor's uniform in this particular country, you can openly encourage someone to end their life and face no repercussions. In fact, the news will somehow glorify you for doing your job. And this is not only happening in the Netherlands, it's happening in Canada too, and it's spreading. And they started with cancer and more mortal diseases, and then it gradually trickles down to things like this, things that are not at all worthy of such an end and such a disgusting, sinful solution. But it is not their job. Doctors have been given way too much undeserved power. This all stems from this unchecked and propagandized view that doctors are untouchable and infallible in their diagnosis. I see this firsthand in my family all the time, where people I love will trust their doctors and ignore my own in-depth research, which has multiple sources stemming from it, and they always end up suffering as a result of this. All because they have a sense of unbearable trust in these people who, just like most people in the workforce, are simply trying to make as much money as possible, no matter how badly they have to decimate their own code of ethics or your health in order to achieve that monetary triumph. For me personally, my trust in God and a divine creator always steers me in a natural direction, far, far away from big pharma witchcraft. While some people have 100% trust in their doctors to look out for their health, I would rather put the trust in myself. Zoraya should put the same trust in herself. And if she discovers her creative gifts and miracles, she will inevitably realize the errors surrounding this situation, and there is no telling how bright her future could be. I would love to invite Zoraya to be a part of Save Earth. I say, take this story and shove it right back in the faces of the doctors, the media, and the Netherlands' criminal government filth. She may find that her creative outlet is in disseminating her own story of survival and saving hundreds, thousands, maybe even millions of fellow humans that may find themselves in a similar situation to her. If she decides to push on, she could even use her momentum to end this medical insanity and make the world realize how beautiful and incredible it is to be a human, no matter where others place you upon an imaginary spectrum of consciousness. She could go from being a medical victim in a news story around the world to a superhero in a few days or weeks. Even if she chooses to survive, but does not want anything to do with the limelight or Save Earth, if she decides to choose life and cuddles her cat once, it's worth it. If she tells the doctors she wants to live and then walks outside of the hospital and embraces the sunlight, listens to a bird singing in a tree, hears her favorite song one more time, or draws a beautiful picture of her cat, it will all be worth it. Life is precious. Every instant is a miracle and a chance to save Earth, or a time to create beautiful wonders to share with others and spread your unique vision throughout the world. There are infinite options for this bright young girl to choose in her life, and we pray she chooses wisely. She deserves to live and find happiness wherever it may be. So please, Zoraya Turbik, if you are out there, choose life. We want you here for a long time. You have a true divine purpose to share with the world. We all want to see you achieve your full creative power and potential in this lifetime. You are young and the world awaits you. Embrace it and love it, and it will love you back. Now is your time to save Earth, not to leave it. We love you, Zoraya. Stay strong, get creative, bless you. From Save Earth.